Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How you doing? It's Russ here from Poker's Corner. Biggest gob in sport. We say the things on here nobody dare say. And most of them are on here on YouTube. Don't say zero. Right. Just a quick one today. For the people who keep emailing me regarding horses, I don't know nothing about horses, but I know why you email me because SYPS is horses. So I'll just give a quick rundown. I forgot the name of it, but Squealer won in Bahrain. That's gone now. He's sold that. I forgot the other one, but there's another one going out there to Bahrain. Percolator 9-1 at Wetherby on Saturday. That won. That's of at Sticks, whatever that means. And the next one is High Cleary. That's 16-1, and that runs tomorrow at Newcastle. And that's on the flat. That's 16-1. So don't gamble, not on horses. All right. Don't gamble. It's there's only one winner if you want to mess about with horses, and that's the bookies, isn't it? Or the trainers. So it is what it is. So now that that's out of the way, hey, but listen, imagine having an horse and then somebody getting in touch with you. We want to fly your horse over to Bahrain and put it in this race and pay everything. These Saudis, they're crazy with their money, aren't they? They've got no else better to do, have they? Golf, football, boxing, horse racing, they're taking over, aren't they? Now that that's out of the way, for the heated steering wheel brigade, I'll just put a coat on me in my car. I'll put gloves on, my hands are cold. You know what? I've just been looking on YouTube now. Let's see what's been happening. You know what I've spotted? That's Sammy the Bulgar of Arno. Killed 19 people. Served about 4 years in Nick. Killing 19 people. Put all his mates into FBI and God knows who else. And now they're making a song and dance about him and commanding big fees to go on YouTube. How messed up is that? How messed up is that? Unbelievable. To the gentleman complaining about me eating on here. And what are you going to do? Can't do shit. I'll do what I want. Big Joe Egan. Big Joe Egan. He's on cheekbones of his arse on Skid Row. And he's putting it out that he wants to fight Big John Fury from Fury Power. Am I fiber watching me from the moon? He wants to fight Big John Fury in Saudi, Joe Egan. Who'd want to watch two men pushing 60-year-old fighting in Saudi with derbies hanging out. All they're going to do is create fake beef and then hug and kiss after all the way to the bank. Who want to get behind that? So no, I can't get behind that. I can't take that serious. I can't take that serious. I don't take Joe Egan serious anyway, me. I don't take him as a serious guy. I want to see the footage of him sparring Mike Tyson. That's what I want to see. There ain't none, is there? Because it didn't happen, Joe, did it? Be honest. It's full of baloney. Absolute baloney. No, I was thinking earlier, about Curtis Woodhouse. He's training Adrian King, isn't he? And they reckon he's going to be the next big thing, don't they, Adrian King? Is he 18-year-old, 19-year-old or something? Looks like Millie Vanilli, doesn't he, with muscles? Remember him? Kill you now is true. Do you remember him, Billy Vanilli? They mimed, didn't they? Looks like him, but he can crack. And hopefully they go all the way. And I like Kurt, to be honest. I don't mind Curtis Woodhouse, actually. I remember him fighting Dale Miles. And Dale Miles set about him in round one, and Curtis got up close to him and dropped nuts on him, didn't he? He made a right mess of his face, he put a right gash in it. And he came back to corner, and because he's just effing headbutted me. Anyway, Kurt got stopped in the fifth, but it's a fight, isn't it? So go on, Kurt. I'm Team Kurt. So this is what it is. Right, what I want to speak about now is the Flexinator. Hey, Flex, stop trying to get in my good books. You and your copper mate. Stop trying to get in my good books. Hey. Flex giving us a Sunday sermon on drug testing. Yeah, and spikes and PEDs and chlorophene and all that. Very, very, very shrewd, bright kid, actually. He's a bright bloke, isn't he, Flex? Bright bloke. But he did say that Carl Froch is the last proper world champion we had in this country, and that Eddie Hills is basically getting people world titles that shouldn't be world champions. And I agree to a certain point, because I've never been a big fan of that, them paper champions or people being manoeuvred into position and swerving people. And there's a lot of that gone on for years. We all remember Callum Smith, Mundo, being WBC #1 for a very, very long time. And I'm not making any noise about being a mandatory, don't we? He didn't fight Groves. He didn't fight DeGale. He fought Groves when the time was right, but he didn't fight him when he should have fought him, did he? He got him in that tournament, didn't he? But he'd been very carefully manoeuvred, Callum Smith. Multi-millionaire. He's done very, 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 very well. But old Flex told it straight, didn't he? So well done, Flexy. The food banks that way. But mainly, he set about Bellew. And I think, finally, the penny's dropped, hasn't it? The penny's dropped, because I've been saying it for years. All Tony Bellew has become now is a liquor. Absolute liquor. Liquor. That's what's happening. Putting matchroom propaganda out constantly. Went missing when Billy Joe and Conor Benn had their issues. Went missing, but now plenty to say. For what? Getting a blood sample off Beterbiev, because he's either been asleep or he's just finished a training session, so he's going to have a spike. So they monitored him for 14 days after, and everything were all right. So I don't get it where they were coming from with that, but they're still pushing it. I haven't seen it yet on TalkSport, but I've been told that he's still going on about why is he getting better and stronger and all that. As the older he's getting, he should be getting worse. No, there's many a fighter got better as they get older. They learn tricks of trade, don't they? But let's have it right. Mundo made him look $1 million. Do you know why? Let's look at it logically. Not 14, 18 months. Think about that, 18 months. If a footballer were playing in midfield and he were a box-to-box player, you know, like Jordan Henderson or Roy Keane, would they be out 18 months and then be given 90 minutes? No, they wouldn't. They'd be integrated into it. They'd have practice games, wouldn't they? They'd have, in olden days when Kevin and them, they were all at Rovers and his brother Donny Rovers and that. They have like an intermediate league, don't they? Or they have a second team, and you integrate you back into the team, wouldn't they? In boxing, you just 18 months out, then you're going up against a roadman killer who's quite easily the top 4, easily pound for pound in the world. I know you, Crawford, Usyk, and Beterbiev, them 4, right? That's a 4-sided coin, in my opinion, for the best fighter in the world. All undefeated. All don't shoot the mouths off, and all do the business. So it is what it is, isn't it? But that's how I look at it. But it makes you wonder what's going on, doesn't it, really? What are we being told by these people? I don't know, but Tony Bellew thinks it's good to come out and say that Beterbiev's getting better because he gets older, and they're insinuating but not saying Why don't you just say what you want to say? Come out and say, we think he's a cheating bastard. Just come out and say it, Tony. That's all you got to say. He hasn't had an adverse finding. He's had a typical finding. And apparently, if you go look online, when Olympians in any discipline in the Olympic sport get a atypical finding, the trainers and the coaches are like, well, at least they're training properly, or at least they're sleeping properly. Now, if you go and look at a lot of interviews from Beterbiev, whatever you want to call him, he stresses about sleep. Now, I know Scott Quigg used to stress about sleep because Scott Quigg had a dog. This is a true story. He had this dog. I don't know if you still got it. Scott, have you still got that dog? Scott Quigg had a dog and it used to bark when he was trying to sleep. And I remember seeing some footage. They were filming around at Quigg's and he's like, get that dog out there. I'm trying to get to sleep. He was telling his mum, he was pretty serious about it. Sleep is just as important as eating and training. It's like 33% each. And the other 1% is mental. That's a true story. But Beterbiev's big on sleep. He's big on rest. He lives the life. Pushing 39, but he's like 29, isn't it? Because he's getting the most out of his career. So he's going to get better all the time, isn't it? As the more experience he gets. 20 fights, 20 knockouts, and it took him 20 minutes to deal with Mundo. And they were all saying it was a 50-50. You heard what they all said beforehand, didn't they? Look, Eddie Hills knows boxing just as much as us. He's just as much an historian as Kent or Terry or Andy Patson on Boxing Asylum or the other kid that's really good on there, the Irish kid, Rapper Rob. He's just as good as any of them, Eddie. He will look at that and he'll think, 18-month inactive, going up against Beterbiev, you're going to get beat here. But he's going to have to go into bat for his mate. Eddie Hills don't care about Callum Smith. He don't care about Paul Smith, Stephen Smith, or Beefy Smith. Old fuzzball head. He's not bothered about any of them. He's bothered about money. That's all he's bothered about. But for Flex to come out and say Tony Bellew has become a bit of an embarrassment, just putting matchroom propaganda out all the time. That's what it's become now for Tony Bellew. It's got that bad that I don't even think he's got any shame. I don't even think he's got any shame in what he's saying. Have you, Tom? Hey. That's how I look at it. So, hey, Bunny. Got that weighted vest that runs in the morning. I'm going to try it tomorrow. 10 kilo. Can't be that hard, can it? You reckon when you get it off after you've been running, it's like, God knows what, you feel like you're floating. I'm going to try that tomorrow, Bunny. Cheers for that. This is what it is. Have a look. Oh, there's a bit of beef in there. Sonny Edwards and Anthony Fowler. I don't know either of them. I've met Charlie Edwards. He's a nice kid, very technically skilled boxer. Probably technically better than other brother, but I'm just wondering if Sonny Edwards is now all of a sudden doing interview after interview after interview, but he's not talking about boxing. He's just talking about intense beef and fallouts with ex-boxers. And Sonny, get back to being a boxer because you're a former world champion and you were in my top 15 pound for pound at one point until you lost against Bam. Forget all that mouthing off, Sonny. Just come back and fight Bam in a rematch. You lost your world title. Surely there must be a rematch. And you got a rematch clause. Go back and deal with him. You go again, don't you? You pick yourself up. Don't spoil your sense, Sonny, by just doing interview after interview, saying you're putting it on people and this and that. Don't ruin your sense like that. I don't know who's telling you to do this, but it's not gonna put any bums on seats. That is it. Get back in with Bam Rodriguez. You know what the Brits are like, Sonny. Get back in with Bam Rodriguez and do your best. And if you lose, they say, well, do you know what? And he went back in and he got stuck in again. That I can respect. That I can respect. But all this back and forth with Fowler, I don't know. What do I think about that CBD oil? I've never had it personally. There's a couple of people on this industrial estate that tell me it's fantastic. And some of them are saying the parents have had it and also. So it's supposed to be really, really good. So I don't get it. Why would you be bothered about what Anthony Fowler's accounts say on Company House and what his clientele is and what car he drives and what new car he's buying and all that? Don't let that bother you, sonny. You know, saying that you're not interested in people who make it all about money. You've got no time for them sort of people and that bar. But your mates with Eddie Hills, aren't you? You got a lot of time for him. Is he bothered about money? Don't make sense look daft. Concentrate on getting back in with Bam Bam Rodriguez, because if you get the right game plan sorted with Grant Smith, you might be able to turn it around if they get that fight in UK. Start bigging that fight up. Get the rematch. Like Frotch wanted Ward, didn't he, over here, and he won't come. Try and get Bam Bam Rodriguez over here, and you might draw a crowd. You might do. That's what you need to be concentrating on. But who am I to tell people what to say and do on social media? Who am I? I mean, it wasn't that long ago, Sonny was saying that I was sacked from Dennis's for stealing ticket money and taking cocaine. Well, I was guilty of that. I was guilty of taking cocaine many years ago when I worked for Dennis, but as I asked Dennis on my channel up there at the office, Dennis, have I ever handled ticket money here? No. Never handled ticket money, Sonny. And Michelle Taylor handles ticket money. So I don't know who's told you that, or did you just invent it? I don't know. I don't really care. But concentrate on getting Bam Bam Rodriguez over here and even in the score. Because Bam Bam is top £10 for pound. If you beat him, you're top £10 for pound. You'll go down as a two-time world champion who'll beat a top £10 per pounder. That's your goal you should be heading for, Sonny, not destroying Anthony Fowler on social media, who don't even fight anymore, and he's a millionaire now. And from what I've heard, I've got a couple of pals. One of them's on there. He's an ambassador for Everton Football Club, and there's a lot of people in Liverpool tell me that Anthony Fowler's doing really, 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 really well. So isn't that good? Isn't that good that a boxer can come out of boxing and be disillusioned by the sport, set a business up, and end up turning over a good turnover and doing really, really well and taking care of his family? So, Anthony Fowler, I salute you, but I don't know you. But well done. But I did cheer when Scott Fitzgerald dropped you. So, but it is what it is, isn't it? But I'm just being honest. So I wish Anthony Fowler all the best. I wish Sonny all the best, but I want to see that Bam Bam fight. And I want to see a different game plan from Sonny. And I'm sure he's got something in his locker that might be able to just turn it around in rematch, because he's been a world champion, hasn't he? But if he hasn't, it's a damning indictment on British fighters when they're having a unification and the gap in the golfing class gap. We're like that, wasn't it? We're like that, wasn't it? So I don't know. We've just seen the gulf again, Callum Smith. We saw it about Alara Davis the other night. What's going on? I don't know. Do I care? Of course I care. Of course I care. So that's it really. We've covered that the Curtis Woodhouse one. I like that story. When I was seeing it, like, boom, go on, Curtis. My top 10 pound for pound at the moment changes by the week. What's your top 10? This is my top 10. Fucking hour to get an apple down there. Can be anybody, can't it, really? Top 4. Crawford, I know you. Usyk and Beterbiev. Them 4 could be in any order. The streaks ahead of everybody else. Everybody. After them 4, there's 7 going after 6 positions. Benavidez, Bivol, Stevenson, Tank Davis, Opetaya, Bam Bam Rodriguez and Devin Haney. Them 7, if you could squeeze them into 6, and then them other 4, that's my top 10. I just can't split them 7 into them 6 positions, but the top 4 are way, way, way dominant. People keep going on about Bivol. Listen to that, look. Lyndon Arthur's a great boxer. He got a win over Yard, but would he have lasted that long against Beterbiev? I know Styles make fights and that, but I think Beterbiev would have made short work of him, personally. But it is what it is, isn't it? So that's my pound for pound list at the moment. That's about it, really. That is about it. 2 seconds. Yeah, the car validators for free. Ash, about time. I've been waiting ages for that, Ash. Thank you very much, Q. Oh, saved me a few quid. Nice to have a touch in it, eh? On a Monday morning. So, okie dokie. Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. Well, peace out.